Murder charges have been filed against the man who was arrested following a stabbing at the Kwik Trip on Madison Avenue in Mankato early yesterday morning.
And we're learning more about what police say led up to that incident. Mitch Keegan has more.
28-year-old Michael Lee Miller is charged with second-degree murder with intent in the stabbing death of 34-year-old Dennis Wojcicka, who was working at the Madison Avenue Kwik Trip. Court documents say police got a 911 call just after 3 a.m. Tuesday reporting Miller was inside the store breaking things, but the call got disconnected. As officers were responding, a Kwik Trip employee called 911 again and fled the scene. Police arrived and found Wojcicka behind the counter with multiple knife wounds on his neck, head, back, and leg. Court documents say Wojcicka suffered 43 stab wounds. He was taken to the Mayo Clinic Hospital but was pronounced dead. Authorities used surveillance video to identify Miller. Court documents say he entered the store with a large knife and began eating some meat and drinking water. One employee told him that he needed to pay for those items. Wojcicka told the other employee to call the police. That person went to a back room to gather video to share with police when Miller approached him. That's when the other employee left the store. Miller is then seen on security video going behind the register and attacking Wojcicka. According to court documents, Miller was arrested by the Minnesota River Valley Tactical Response Team at his home, where he reportedly asked, quote, if that guy survived. Court documents say during an interview with police, Miller said he was hearing voices and that he needed to destroy and burn everything down, reportedly telling authorities, quote, I wasn't going to knife the guy at first, I was just going to set it on fire, the place on fire, end quote.
That was Mitch Keegan reporting. If convicted, a second-degree murder charge in Minnesota carries a maximum sentence of 40 years in prison. Only a grand jury can issue an indictment for first-degree murder in Minnesota.